But no, not anymore. It's everywhere. That pattern is everywhere now in storytelling. It's this horrible, disenchanted, slamming a message down your throat.
Except in Andor.
I have been so reluctant to watch Andor, but
it's so good.
Everybody's promising it's good.
Yep.
It's actually quite good.
Andor is just high quality storytelling down to every single detail. And you can tell they care about the audience. They care about the greater myth and the greater canon of the stories collectively. And then, so they're not just like servicing their crowd. They're telling us timeless story of what it means to be a family and a people that care about things during hard times. And so it's very enduring.
On the surface of it, it seems to be the least mythic of all the Star Wars stories.
Right, yeah.
But it's not. It's doing the myth thing in a very specific way, in a very beautiful way. And it's really interesting. It's transcending its own creators propagandistic tendencies. And I'm not saying that Tony Gilroy, the writer, is necessarily a propagandist, but Fiona Shaw went on record saying that this is an anti-Trump fascist show, anti-fascist show.
Yeah.
Before it even came out. So a lot of people were like, we're not watching this because it's just going to continue the streak of the very rich people of the laptop class telling us how we need to think and live. But I'm watching this and I'm like, that's not what's going on at all. I mean, it's more like a take on the Gulag Archipelago than anything, especially in the prison section. That's all
right. I'll watch it. Fine.
It's really good. I mean, you're missing out.
So first of all, 20 people have told me this, and I don't believe any of them because I watched Boba Fett.
Boba Fett was crap. Come on.
Season 1 was the moment where I was like, no one can talk me into this crap ever again.
Yeah. Plus the music's really
now.
Good.
Then they go and totally redeem themselves with Andor. Come on.
I mean, stop clocks, Neil. Stop clocks. But listen, I was talking to somebody about this earlier today. I would bet green money that the people involved in writing Andor have read some John le Carré. And I mean, you can talk about I mean, I'm a big fan of the works of John le Carré, who wrote a bunch of Cold War espionage fiction and post-Cold War espionage fiction. Tinker Tailor Soldier Spies is probably his most famous book, along with A Spy Who Came In From the Cold. But I love his stuff. And I find it, I like to say, because I'm the sort of person who just likes to drop provocative things and then not defend them. To me, look, John le Carré's world, the Smiley novels, probably the second or third best secondary world ever made in fantasy fiction.
Wow.
And people will look at that and say, wait, fantasy fiction, there are no wizards here, there's no hobbits here, what are you talking about? But I mean, I think if you look at it and you pay very close attention, le Carré is able to build a beautiful sort of magical secondary world, but he builds it through like mundane, horrible things. And like all the pieces individually are sort of mundane and horrible, and yet when you get to the end of it, it has let's say to the end of the Carla trilogy, so which is kind of like the heart of the whole work. It does have this really resonant mythic effect, and big fan of those books. But I was getting a lot of le Carré vibes from Andor, and I would bet money that was intentional. So
nice.
This is the kind of conversation you get, Derek, when you invite writers on.
Listen, I don't know if we're on track.
They know you. This is what you signed up for.